to the Daily Graphic. I'm Michael Perez, and today we're going to interview Alexander Graham Bell, the inventor of the telephone. Here's Ellie in the field.
The idea for the telephone may have begun with a prediction by Francis Bacon in 1627. Over the next 2 centuries, many learned men, now mostly unknown to the general public, independently or building on others' ideas, developed scientific breakthroughs which eventually led to the telephone. The word telephone is derived from the Greek words tele, or far away, and phone, or voice. Although Alexander Graham Bell is given credit, there will always be some debate as to who actually invented the first real telephone. It is known that on June 2, 1875, Bell transmitted the sound of his assistant, Thomas A. Watson, plucking a tuned spring.
It was like nothing ever heard before.
And that on February 14, 1876, he filed the first telephone patent, U.S. number 174,465, which has been called the most valuable patent ever issued. Bell's filing came only hours before his main competitor, Elisha Gray, filed a notice of invention for a telephone. Later, Western Electric, co-founded by Gray, would become one of Bell's major competitors. Bell was not yet 30 years old when on March 10, 1876, he became the first to succeed in transmitting speech when he spoke the immortal words,
"Mr. Watson, come here. I want you."
Almost 1 year later, on January 30, 1877, Bell filed another patent for an electrodynamic transmitter-receiver telephone. Bell's first telephone, built by Watson, looked odd and acted strangely and was also highly impractical as it incorporated a wire floating in an acid-filled cup. Bell soon improved his design by using an electromagnetic transmitter, a metal diaphragm, and a permanent magnet.
Hello?
A true telephone had been invented, one which would eventually evolve into the myriad of versions used in the 21st century.
You mark my words, dear. The time will come when we will all use it. Well, we may even talk with distant cities.
Have you ever had a toothache?
Johnny, I have a really bad toothache.
Me too.
Take cocaine toothache drops and say goodbye to toothaches. These are made by Lobermann Manufacturing Company, an experienced company known for having valuable products. Plus, it's only 15 cents.
Thanks, man. I feel great.
No more toothache.
Here's Michael in the field for a human interest story.
Thanks, Ellie. I'm going to be looking for commoners and asking their opinion of the telephone. Let's see who we can find. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes?
How has the telephone changed your life?
Oh, I love the telephone. I use it to talk to my mom back in Tennessee. I haven't seen her in 10 years. We communicate over the telephone almost every night. It's very nice.
That's very touching.
I love it.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
How has the telephone changed your life?
Well, it hasn't really affected me because I can't afford one because I grew up in the South. And when they abolished slavery, my family lost all their money.
It's your lucky day, because the Daily Graphic has decided to give you a free telephone.
Oh my God! Thank you, sir.
Wait here.
Oh, thanks.
Here you go, son.
Thanks so much, man.
Hello, today's topic on the editorial is the Civil War.
The Civil War started when the North wanted to abolish slavery, and the South refused.
That's because slavery is essential to our economy. I was born and raised in a plantation, and as a result of the North abolishing slavery, my family grew very poor.
Well, all men are created equal.
Well, except for Negroes, because their skull is shaped for them to be more submissive.
There is none of that in the Bible, which you so hypocritically read.
The Bible is open to interpretation.
Not in that way.
Well, it shouldn't have been abolished.
What do y'all think? Call in your responses for tomorrow's Daily Graphic.
The Civil War was caused by four major problems: politics, economy, disputes over states' rights, and slavery. In the political point, it was mostly over the territory, and whether or not it would allow slavery. Sure, there were a few angry people, but there was one great man who would help us through: Abraham Lincoln. But more on him later. In the economy, the South was mad that the North wasn't being taxed as much as they were. This happens because the North is much more technologically advanced than the South, who is not. Next, in state rights, the central government was seen as a mean body. The South thought that we were stealing the states' rights by interfering in their business too much. One of these business was the fourth problem, the problem that caused everything: slavery. On the terms of slavery, the North knew that this was a very impractical practice, but the South, they didn't care. They cared about was money, the money that they produced from making cotton. The slaves helped use the cotton gin so that they would be able to make more money. That is also why there are so many territory disputes to see if slavery would expand or not. But it was up to the politicians to decide. Sick of the government, the South thought that they could secede and create a confederacy. But there would be a man, a great man. Now the one with the beard. Not that great. Little lower. Too low. Abraham Lincoln would lead us through the future war that these problems created.